if you could kill the lights. Thank you. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 4th annual Moonshot, Arizona Pioneer Pitch, Verde Valley. We are excited to welcome all of you here, and even more excited to see actually the 6 businesses we have pitching tonight. They were all great, so this year we're going to have 6 businesses. I'd like to thank all of the sponsors and attendees and past finalists who you'll be hearing from later for being here today. At this time, I would like to present our first presenter, Heather Mulcair, who's going to give a welcome on behalf of Yavapai College.
Good afternoon. My name is Heather Mulcair, and I'm the Associate Dean of the Verde Valley campus for Yavapai College. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. If you drove here today, you probably drove in on a road that my family built. They are entrepreneurs much like you who had a dream, who aspired to do the work that they loved, and seek greater financial gain for supporting their families. My family would tell you that their starts came from taking high-risk opportunities and deep-rooted determination to show those non-believers that they could. It's funny, what brings you here today is what brings most people here to our campus. It's the opportunity to accomplish their goals. Yavapai College Verde Valley campus is incredibly proud to be the home of the Pioneer Pitch. We wish you all the best as you make your final pitches this evening and encourage you to keep pushing forward towards your dreams. Thank you for being here tonight with us.
Thank you, Heather. Heather and her partner, Bobby Evans, have been amazing in all of the myriad of details that have brought this event together. Whenever I needed something, they were available. Bobby actually works with the dean, and we needed someone to pour wine tonight, so she went and got licensed so that we would have a wine pour, which is exciting. Thank you, Bobby. And by the way, I'm Mary Chiquin. I am the Executive Director of the Verde Valley Regional Economic Organization. So welcome here. Our next speaker is someone I have worked with for a very long time. Luke Sefton, who is the chair of the VVREO board, has been on the board now for 7 years. He works full-time for VVREO. When he needs to do other work and pay his bills, he actually has Sefton Engineering Company, but it's secondary to all of the work that he does for VVREO. He's a man that steps up and does whatever we need to get done whenever we need it to get done. This year, he was recognized actually by the Arizona Community Foundation as the Philanthropist of the Year. And I would like to share a personal experience of how he exemplifies that across the Verde Valley and beyond. This week, I got some emails that actually made me cry. An email from one of our pitchers who said, I can't come to the last workshop because of the cost of gas. Or, you know, it's challenging to pay for a babysitter for the different, hours that we need for the event. Or, I have to work over the weekend because I need to pay the bills and I can't get off to come and pitch for your event. Well, in tears, I went to Luke and asked him about this and said, can we do something? Well, Luke did something, along with Robin Prudenbauer, who is a former board chair and former board member, and now the mayor of Clarkdale. And I'd like to thank both of them because they wrote me checks for $1,200, and yesterday I was able to give $200 in cash to each one of our pitchers this year so we could defray some of the costs of them participating. Those are the kind of people that we have affiliated with VVREO. Thank you, Luke and Robin. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Luke Sefton, chairman of the VVREO board.
Thank you, Mary. VVREO, on being the chair and being on boards, we really couldn't do this without Mary and all she does. Good. Am I doing the slides? Okay. Okay. Okay, on behalf of the Verde Valley Regional Economic Organization, the Board of Directors, welcome to the 4th Annual Moonshot Arizona Pioneer Pitch Verde Valley. That's a mouthful, keep it going. This event amplifies our mission of providing resources for regional businesses, creation, attraction, retention, and expansion in the Verde Valley. To begin, I would like to share a little information about VVREO. VVREO has a vision for the Verde Valley of a regional collaborative building sustainable economic prosperity. The success of VVREO is based on strong regional partnership, which includes cities, towns, incorporated, unincorporated, private industry, Yavapai College, and the Yavapai Apache Nation. We have board representation from all Verde Valley communities, and we have wide recognition as a region that works cooperatively and collaboratively together to address important to the Verde Valley. Following are some key highlights of VVREO's successes, what makes this especially notable is this work reflects the collaboration within the Verde Valley that is led by an all-volunteer board of directors with the support of a part-time executive director. We facilitate the Verde Valley Regional Housing Study and is currently leading a regional effort. This regional effort has led to the Verde Valley Housing Alliance, a collaboration of Verde Valley communities, businesses, and nonprofits. We are fully engaged in providing quality broadband access across the Verde Valley. We also led a regional strategic planning process leading to the Verde Valley Regional Strategic Development Strategic Plan of 2018-23. On November 4th, we will host a region-wide public meeting. The meeting will include an update of the implementation of the plan and a discussion of future planning efforts. I'm excited to share with you that VVREO will announce at this public meeting its leadership of the Sustainability Certification Program, originally founded in 2017 by the Sustainability Alliance, a sponsor of this event. We also secured a $500,000 USDA loan, a $200,000 USDA grant, and more than $200,000 in technical assistance grants funds to provide loans to local businesses that do not have access to traditional funding. To date, we have lent over $1 million to local businesses. We have been recognized twice in 15 years by the Arizona Association of Developers as Small Business Economic Development Organization of the Year. We have provided a united voice for economic development across the state. Board members hold positions on all key economic development boards and community committees. We advocate for and focus on programs and projects that have a valley-wide impact. In 2019, we implemented the annual Moonshot Arizona Pioneer Pitch Verde Valley, working with more than 60 businesses in 4 years. The following slides highlight the aspect of the program where we discover and celebrate the innovators of the Verde Valley and our top finalists. Moonshot Arizona Pioneer Pitch gives Verde Valley and entrepreneurs a chance to sink or swim in a Shark Tank type environment setup. This event is designed so that the Verde Valley small businesses and entrepreneurs can network and receive high-quality hands-on training. We congratulate Sarah of Chocolata and Anita of Laser Girl, our first and second prize winners in 2019. And Gail, Second Harvest, and Lori with Science Vortex Verde Valley are top winners in 2020. Danuja and David with Liquis Corporation and Gazelle, and I get all these tongue twisters. Donkey Waffle Wafies. We'll have her talk about it. Our top winner of 2021, all right? We'll be also hearing from Danuja and Gazelle later in this program. Finally, before we begin our program, I would like to thank our major financial sponsors and partners. Without their assistance, this program today would not be possible, and we have a long list. APS, the City of Cottonwood, the City of Sedona, Town of Camp Verde, Yavapai County, thank you, SRP, Arizona Commerce Authority, Sefton Engineering, the Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau, Yavapai College, Town of Clarkdale, the Selna family, also Accor Marble, Cottonwood Economic Development Council, the Greater Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, Laser Girl, Realty One Group Mountain Desert, Small Summit Economic LLC, Lisa Voss, Momentum Catalyst, Pinnacle Bank, and Sterling Accounting and Tax Tax Service. And the 11 businesses that provided in-kind support and made possible the more than $25,000 in cash and in-kind prizes to our event for the top 5 finalists. They are the Greater Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, Henry Prudhomme, Information Technologies and Security Consulting, Moonshot at NASET, Nicotine Production, Palo Alto, Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau, the Small Business Development Center of Yavapai College, Sustainability Alliance, Vortex Creation Media, Yavapai Broadcasting, and Yavapai College. I would like to extend a special thank you to our partners who have played an important role in this event. That's the Small Business Development Center at Yavapai College, Moonshot at NASET, the Southwest Center Culinary Institute of Yavapai College, the Sustainability Alliance, Yavapai Broadcasting Corporation. Finally, I would like to acknowledge and congratulate the businesses we have had the privilege of serving as part of the 2022 Moonshot Arizona Pioneer Pitch Verde Valley. Good luck and thank you tonight. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Luke. And now it's my pleasure to bring the heart of this entire entrepreneurial program to the stage. That is Scott Hathcock. We've had the pleasure of working with Moonshot and Scott and his whole team now for 4 years. And his heart and soul beat like an entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur, and he is so generous in sharing his gifts, his talents, and his knowledge with the businesses of the Verde Valley. What he does and what he provides goes far beyond the experience that our businesses have had this week and can go on forever as long as the businesses are interested. Without him, I'm not sure the program would be the same. His team, as all of the pitchers who are here tonight can tell you, are there to serve you. They are here to provide anything that our businesses need, and all they've had to do is ask for it. So I am very grateful and appreciate the opportunity to bring Scott Hathcock to the podium.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Bring it, bring a hug. Bring a hug. Thank you. Her words are always way too kind. Can I move around over here, or do I have to be in this spot for the camera? Okay, because my mom would be mad. Hi, Mom. And Mom and Dad are watching, I'm sure. I'm just kidding. So thank you so much for having us. Again, my name is Scott Hathcock. I'm president and CEO of Moonshot, and we are thrilled, once again, to be providing our services. I think I have slides. We can edit this out in the room, right? Okay, I don't have slides. Thrilled to have, do I have slides? Oh, so they're not on here? Okay, no, all good. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are going into our 22nd year in Arizona. I think that deserves a round of applause. I have been fortunate enough to take the helm about 6 years ago, and have been, and so I want to back up and say something that Mary said about me. It's really, my heart's not that big. It's these people over here. It's this team. The entire Moonshot team is really who help you guys. And I can't do this. We can't provide this type of service without our staff and volunteers. So Mary is correct about a huge heart in Moonshot, but it's not just my heart. It's a huge community of volunteers and staff that we have. So let me, again, applaud our staff and our volunteer community. But yes, we are so thrilled to be here. This is our 4th year, and VVREO jumped right on board with us when we started creating this thing we do across the state. And they've been with us ever since. And I also want to give a special shout out to Ruth Ellen and the SBDC of Yavapai County, because they do some amazing work to get our presenters ready for this very event. And again, I'm always so appreciative of the SBDC and the work you guys do. And I don't know if we've clapped for the SBDC, so let's clap for the SBDC. Yes. Small Business Development Center of Arizona. Finally, I just want to talk just a smidge about our nonprofit and what we do. What we offer our entrepreneurs. Unlike perhaps other incubators in the country, we are nonprofit and we don't take equity from the companies. We are here for the purposes of job creation. We believe very strongly in the notion of democratizing entrepreneurship. We believe you don't have to live in a major metropolitan city in order to get the resources you need to start a business and grow it successfully. So that's our mission. So we work with a lot of rural communities across Arizona. And part of that equation is lifestyle. You know, if you think about why people live in rural parts of the world, it's because they love the lifestyle. They love what the lifestyle offers. So that's sort of our foundation of where we start. When we hear the call, when you hear people say to us, hey, I love where I live, however, there are not enough jobs. That's kind of like the Batman signal for me. To say, okay, how can we fix that? How can we change that? And so we go into a community, and through events like this, we start to sort of audit the talent and to see where the doers are and what their ideas are, and then what their needs truly are in order to be successful. And we help guide and provide that. And so we're thrilled. We've grown all across the state. This year, and so I don't have my math on a slide behind me, but I want to say we've increased, in the last 2 years, we've increased our coverage in the state of Arizona by about 35%, which is pretty incredible. So that is with our campus in Flagstaff, which was called NACET, Northern Arizona Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. And then recently, last year, we opened another campus in Tucson that is actually focused on the sewn goods industry. And the reason we did that is because Tucson is a growing sewn goods manufacturing town. Post-COVID and even pre-COVID a little bit, we started seeing a shift in a lot of manufacturing moving to Tucson. You'll see it in space materials, you'll see it in clothing materials, you see it in umbrella materials, boating, airplane materials, and there was simply a shortage of workforce. And so we wanted to change that. And we also wanted to make small batch manufacturing more accessible for the entrepreneurs we work with around Arizona. So we started the AZ Stitch Lab, which is in partnership with the city of Tucson and is in partnership with the Pasquiyaki tribe around that area. And we're very happy with that program, and we're going to see some increasing of those types of satellite programs across Arizona as well in the next year. Outside of that, last year, if you recall, in our previous year, APS has been our title sponsor of this tour. But what we decided to do this year is we decided to shift APS's wonderful funding of our program into funding what we call Moonshot satellite programs. So we've now opened 3 or 4 of them across the state. And essentially what it means is that city now has an ongoing presence of Moonshot, be it virtual, that has so many in-person events that occur year-round. So it's a great way for a rural community to invest with about $25,000 to $30,000 and to have us be part of that community all year round without having the expenses of on-the-ground staff, facilities, and whatnot. So we're very pleased with that. And again, APS has been the sponsor for those, for the cities of Winslow, I-40, what's the third city? Joseph City, Corridor, and for greater Payson Rim Country area. So we're thrilled with that. We also have extended our tour this year because of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona being our title sponsor. We're now able to cover the entire state. And so this year, we've added new cities that we've never been to before. This particular spot, this particular pitch today, this event is our first of our 2022-23 tour. By the end of the tour, we will probably have somewhere between 10 and 12 tour stops across the state. Yes, I think that deserves a round of applause. And it will include some new stops we've never been before. Sierra Vista, Cochise County. I think Yuma's getting on board. I think Tucson's getting on board. And then a lot of these other satellite cities we talked about earlier. So we are going to get out and about even more so this year than we ever have before, which is exciting, which is also more competition for you guys. So what's going to happen after whoever wins today, they have the option to take advantage of our programming, to take advantage of our curriculum, to take advantage of our contacts, our clients, and our access to capital. They also have the advantage, being the first tour stop of this tour, to practice, 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 to hone, develop their business, develop their pitch even more so, such that by July, remember the date? 28th, in Flagstaff, we will have all of our winners from across the state join us at Little America Hotel. We put you up for the night. You will join us at the banquet, and during the banquet, the winners from around the state will actually be our entertainment and will pitch again. And they will pitch to win $10,000 in cash prizes. So this is a growing tour. We are so hoping we are instilling inspiration and aspiration. We want young people to see this. We want old people to see this. We want everyone to see what it is we do to inspire, to show up and present and create an economy on a local level that is doable. Everything we've seen, everything you'll see tonight, these are all valid companies that could be making money next year, for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. And the fact that they show up is what I love, right? When I teach some of the college kids and high school kids, I say, here's the number one lesson in life I would love to teach you. Show up. If you just show up, you're already ahead of most people. But the fact that you show up, plus it's a nerve-wracking setting to show up. And you're presenting your baby to us, and you're allowing your baby to be looked at and giving advice on. It's a lot. So I want to, again, thank all of you for showing up, for giving us your all, your energy, your passion, and for allowing us to be part of your journey. And it's humbling to myself and to our Moonshot team, and so we thank you. So once again, thank you to our pitchers. All right, so let me explain how tonight is going to work. We have 6 people pitching. They have 5 minutes. Their 5 minutes will be on this clock here that you can't see. I will be operating the clock. They will stand wherever they want to pitch. We do have, if you guys saw, we do have our slides on the back of the room as well. So we have a multitude of ways for you guys to see. So if this is, for whatever reason, difficult for you to see, you can also turn and watch the slideshow in the back. At the end of 5 minutes, we will turn to our wonderful judges table, which I will introduce you to our judges and mentors in 1 second. And they will ask questions and give feedback and comments. Just keep in mind, this is the start of this journey for a lot of us and for them together. And so there's going to be so much more to come from just this day moving forward. But we are so excited to be a part of that. And unlike what our, quote, Shark Tank thing says up on the slide behind me, we're more like dolphins. We guide you and we make noises to let you know you might be a tiny bit off or not, but we are we're your friendly guarding dolphin in the tank. So with that, with me losing my train of thought, let me introduce our judges. First of all, please welcome Stephanie Perotti. Stephanie happens to be Moonshot's board chair this year, and so she does dual. Most of our board, actually, which is why I love our board, they're active in our work that we do. And so you'll oftentimes see our board engage with us as volunteers on the road, which is what I love. Next, we have Kirsten Hathcock. Kirsten, as many of you may know, was on Shark Tank Season 2. And so Kirsten and I used that experience as a husband and as a participant to also help guide our pitchers and what to expect and fun stories from the road, I guess you could say. We have Diana White. Diana White is our executive director for the Flagstaff NASA campus, and she also will be the main contact for our winners and for our participants moving forward with regards to the programming offerings and consulting and connections we have available. And then last, we have Mr. Rich Bowen, who I somehow managed this one. Rich was a former board chair, which I still was able to sort of have him volunteer his time for the last 2 days. So we can't thank you guys enough. Thank you all to our judges. All right. I think, do you guys have questions, comments, thoughts? Anyone? All right. Well, let's get going. Yes, ma'am. Am I forgetting something? No, it will be. Yes, it will be if the remote was still up here, which it's not. Okay. So there was a remote here. Again, we'll take this out in editing. There was a remote here that I could work this clock with, but it's gone. It looked like a TV remote. But I did leave it here. So, all right. Nope. It looks like a television remote. Nope. Look on this, Diane, try it over here on this side. I doubt it. It might be gone. Okay, if that's the case, I'll just use my phone. Again, what we tell our participants is that if they should run over 5 minutes during this time, it's not the end of them, meaning we don't deduct points in the sense. But for tonight, it's a matter of sticking with your time, and so we will stop you at 5 minutes. But that doesn't mean you can't win if you go over your time or have to stop.
I'm the band.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so Mary, you were saying I need to, oh, perfect. So at the end of 5 minutes, I have a horrible buzzer that I could or could not hit, depending on how sensitive I am to what's happening. All right, so do you want me to take off the mic? Okay, perfect. You guys are getting to see the whole thing behind the scenes and everything. All right, please allow me to walk off stage for this. All right. For this part, I need glasses. So our first business tonight is Vacation Delivery Service. Please welcome Vacation Delivery Service to the stage.
could take out all of the in-between. You could get it delivered to you and have the decorations set up for you. Party upon arrival. Now you could sit at your desk in San Diego and order through our app and have everything ordered in minutes to be delivered when you arrive. Our competitors are some big names like Uber Eats, Instacart, and Amazon. But most of them don't deliver in this area, and if they do, they don't deliver everywhere. We also offer luxury bundles. Now, these luxury bundles are to help you to get rid of all the planning, the preparing, and the executing, so that you can focus on what you want to do on vacation. Enjoy the moment. We offer charcuterie boards, flowers, champagne and strawberries, party decorations, family events, like movie night kits, and local wine baskets. So much more. Now, the next time that your wife says, hey, let's go to Sedona for the weekend, you can be prepared. So with our marketing efforts, we are working with short-term rental management companies and hosts to get our products directly to the individuals who have already booked accommodations in this area. We'll then move on to paid advertising and partnering with boutique hotels. Vacation delivery service is to help free up your time and your energy for both the customers and our staff. We have a small staff now of myself and a part-time delivery driver, but as we grow, we'll fill out our micro-fulfillment system. We're going to start in Sedona. Now, there was nearly 1 million nights booked in the last year in the Verde Valley alone. Our location will be centralized in the village of Oak Creek for a 25-mile delivery area, where we will deliver to rentals, homes, and places of business. Once Sedona is set up, we're going to move on to adding in Flagstaff as a delivery route. Then, once we have it established in the Sedona area, we're going to take our system and we're going to replicate it in the Phoenix area, adapting to a larger area with nearly 5 times the amount of Airbnbs. We project reaching 1% of the booked Airbnbs in our financial projections. We're asking for intellectual and financial business support to help us to grow and to reach more people. We're specifically asking for commercial kitchen access and refrigerator delivery vans. We're proud to announce that we are launching November 4th, and you can pre-order now on the app or on the website. And your vacation can be the one that everybody continues to talk about. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good, Jana. Is it nice to be done? Is it nice to be over?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to hand it over to the judges now, and let's have them ask you some questions.
Jana, that was amazing. Well done. Oh my gosh, that was just, I'm so excited for you. I think this concept is incredible, and your presentation was really, really good. I do have a quick question. I know you want to operate 7 days a week. Have you thought about what your startup costs would be?
Yes, we are looking at about $25,000, $30,000, and on-demand delivery driver for during the week, and the commercial kitchen and the delivery vans.
Ah, wonderful. Okay, great. Awesome. And I'm so excited that this is actually, so it's launching November 4th. Is it out there right now? We can download it?
It is.
Okay.
I have a short video to show you what it looks like when you go onto the app and make an order.
Oh, sweet.
What kind of party is this? Is it a movie party?
You're staying for several nights.
Okay.
You need attractions for every night.
Nice. So it looks like a very friendly user face. Yeah, it looks great. Awesome.
Well done. Well done.
Any more questions, comments, thoughts?
Yeah, well done. Really good.
How many of you guys, give her an idea, and I'm sure this is a lot. How many, raise your hand if you've ever ordered any kind of food to your house using any of those previous apps you talked about? Yeah, what's great about some of these ideas is they're filling a very specific niche, but they're not having to educate us on that process of, you think about, I remember the first time I heard about renting someone else's house and staying in their guest home. I thought, this is crazy. This will never happen. And then here we are, a few years later, or renting someone else's car. And I've done that now 6 or 7 times. So it's fantastic when people find they take this newfound technology and way, but they add a little sliver of something new. And honestly, yesterday when Blue Cross Blue Shield was here, our title sponsors were here. Allison, who's in charge of their marketing, was like, please, here's a trip I'm taking. She's already getting customer orders immediately. So that's always a great sign when you're launching a company, when people automatically want to download and start using your service. So again, great job. Great job. I'm going to be stretching a bit because what we're doing is we're putting mics on our next presenter. And just a quick reminder for our next presenter, please make sure the mic is on. And I think I hear it already. So I think we are good to go. With our next presenter, you have a mic?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Here's Go Bananas.
It's a tough act to follow. All right.
Ready when you are.
All right, go ahead. Good evening. I'm Sam Belcourt. I'm co-owner of Go Bananas, along with my wife, Lisa, who is sitting right over here. Clicker.
Yes.
Currently, Go Bananas operates out of a food truck where we serve gourmet chocolate-dipped frozen bananas. We make all of our bananas to order. We start with using a fresh frozen banana dipped in your choice of milk chocolate, semi-sweet dark chocolate, dairy-free vegan chocolate, topped with assorted toppings and drizzles. This is where it all started. In 2015, while sitting around a table with friends enjoying a chocolate-dipped frozen banana, I mentioned to everyone at the table that I thought this would make a great food truck idea. Well, this got Lisa's wheels spinning, and before you know it, she's performing an old high school cheer for us in the parking lot of the hotel. The name of that old high school cheer is, of course, Go Bananas. She said, that's what I'm going to call it, Go Bananas. From performing a high school cheer for friends in a parking lot to a successfully run business, 7 years later, here we are. Over the years, Go Bananas has operated at many fairs and festivals, including the largest county fair in Minnesota, a concession stand at the Minnesota Twin Stadium, 30,000 fans, and hundreds of events along the way. We've not only been successful in Minnesota, but in the Verde Valley as well, winning the 2022 Verde Independent Reader's Choice of Excellence Award for the best food truck. Here's our team. It's me on the right, Lisa on the left, and our amazing banana chef, Carlos, in the middle. Here's our current situation. Our food truck is 21 feet long for a total length, with a kitchen size of only 11 feet by 6 feet. The size of our kitchen severely limits our ability to expand our menu, increase our output, and the number of employees able to operate. Along with having a small kitchen, our food truck is a 1982 Chevy step van. That means we're not able to drive it for very long distances or up prolonged inclines like up to Flagstaff or Prescott. Even with these limitations, though, we've seen a 111% growth since 2017, while only operating about 9 months a year. Moving forward, our immediate plan is to invest $65,000 into a new trailer, or into adding a new trailer to our lineup. With a new trailer that's only 20 feet by 8 feet, we would be able to double our kitchen size while keeping the same parking footprint for festivals and events. We'd be able to add an extra dipping station, which would increase our output and decrease wait times. We would be able to add appliances, which would allow us to expand our menu with banana ice cream and other dipped desserts. With having 2 mobile food units, we would be able to add the number of employees able to operate. This would give us the opportunity to operate both units simultaneously. For example, the food truck could be at a private event while the trailer's at a larger festival. With adding a second unit, we have a projection of about 330% growth over the next 2 years with increasing our market reach and moving from being seasonal to year-round. This give us one step closer to the ultimate dream of franchising Go Bananas. We have very little food waste as it is, but what we do have are banana pieces and peels that are left over after peeling and trimming the bananas to a uniform size. These banana pieces would actually be frozen instead and turned into a scoopable banana ice cream, and the peels are donated to the local eco farm where they'd be used for animal feed and composting. What we need help with? Well, we need $65,000 capital to help build a new trailer. We also need additional professional services like bookkeeping, accounting, additional trademarking assistance, appliance repair, a professional product photo shoot for our new menu, and of course, future franchising opportunities. Thank you.
Woo! So I have a question for you.
Can I breathe?
Yeah, breathe. Take a breath.
Yes. Good.
You did awesome.
Very good.
Does the banana have a name?
Which banana?
That one.
That is Banana Bob, or Bob Nana, as we like to call him.
All right,
and that is trademarked, so.
Awesome. All right, judges and mentors, do you have comments, questions, thoughts?
Yes, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your franchising plan and what that looks like for you guys.
Absolutely. So our plan is to actually have 3 fully operational units prior to seeking franchising. And that's because we want to be able to offer a franchisee basically a business in a box. We want to be able to say whether you're wanting to do a mobile unit, a pop-up, a kiosk, a concession stand, or a storefront, we want to be able to hand them everything they need, including the unit, to be able to start a Go Banana successfully. We're also very picky about making sure that we maintain a high level of quality control and customer service as we grow the business and into franchising. Having 3 operational units, we would be able to really make sure that we have all of our processes, our trainings, our manuals, and everything in place that would make it much easier for us to expand into franchising.
Fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.
Guys.
Hey, you have another comment? Thoughts?
Yeah, one question.
Yes.
So you're going to be serving mostly the Verde Valley now. You have plans to serve other communities?
Absolutely. That's actually one of the biggest limitations we have right now. Like I said, our food truck, it's a 1982, it's carbureted motor, it's not climbing up the mountains. I've done it once and it was extremely scary. It was like 12 miles an hour up the mountain. It was very scary. So with the trailer, what this does, it not only increases our kitchen size, but it really increases just our market reach. Right now, based on, as we know, especially outdoor food sales, it's very seasonal. So in the summertime, it's very hot down here, but we would be able to operate in Flagstaff. In the wintertime, we'd be able to hit some of the really large festivals down in Phoenix and Tucson. And then, of course, our main home base here in the Verde Valley, we'd be able to access Prescott and Prescott Valley, and of course, Flagstaff on a regular basis. So that's our immediate first goal.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Samantha, where are you guys operating right now?
Right now, we're mostly in the Verde Valley.
But are you open?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
where are you guys located here if we want to go get a banana tomorrow?
Well, since we're mobile, we're around
Okay.
a lot. So the best place to find us is on gobananasfoodtruck.com. We always post our schedule up there. We also post weekly our schedule on Facebook and Instagram at Go Bananas USA.
Thank you so much. Let's give her another hand.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Yesterday, we had the privilege of hearing that pitch about 2 hours before lunch. So if anyone's hungry, there's some food back there. That is always the case. All right, I think we're ready for our next presenter. For our next presenter, we have Code 4 Rentals. Coming to the stage, please welcome Code 4 Rentals.
Thank you. Test. Okay. Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm with Code 4 Rentals. I'm the creator and owner of Code 4 Rentals. And the So I have a lot of experience in security. I've done security jobs since I was about 18 years old, so it was about 25 years ago. And when I was a field supervisor as a security officer in patrol division, and whenever a car would break down or a vehicle would get into an accident or something like that, as the field supervisor, we would go to Enterprise Car Sales or Hertz or whatever, and we would rent a vehicle from them. We would slap on the security symbol on the side of the car, and we would do our thing. And I remember at one point we had at least 3 or 4 car rentals from Enterprise that we were using as a security company for sometimes at a month to 2 months at a time. So I remember thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way, because security is all about presence. It's all about making yourself seen. It's all about deterring crime. So that's when I came up with this concept. So my concept is basically creating vehicles that are already ready to go, have the light bars, have the dash cams, have the spotlight, laptop holder, and some other equipment in the vehicle that is going to help the security, specifically private security companies. That's going to be my target customer, is private security companies, but also in-house security companies, government agencies, and other companies that might need a vehicle that has a light bar on it. So they're going to come to me as a rental company instead of going to Enterprise or Hertz. So, yeah, I already talked about that. And my marketing strategy is I'm basically going to be going on to Facebook, going on to LinkedIn, using YouTube, especially YouTube, because what I like to do is create a tour of the vehicle. And so that when I go to the customer, or go to the security manager, I can show them this video, send it to them, and even drive the vehicle to the manager and with the vehicle and say, hey, this is what I got. Check this out. This is what you could be using. And not only that, but I'm going to deliver that vehicle to your client. Let's say if you had a security company and your office was in Phoenix, but you have a Walmart client in Prescott Valley, then I'm going to deliver my vehicle to Prescott Valley as your client to help you out as a customer. In Arizona, there's 324 security companies. That's just private security companies. That's not counting all the in-house security places that don't use the private security industry. And it's a $791.8 million revenue here in Arizona. And the increase is going to be increasing. Security spending is going to be increasing 4.81% between 2022 and 2026. My projections these are my projections for the next couple of years, but I'm hoping in my first year, I haven't started yet, but I'm hoping to get started soon. My projection is going to be for the year $54,000, and that's at a day rate of $75 per vehicle. And that's starting off with 4 vehicles, and assuming that I rent them out for at least 180 days in the year. And that's not counting golf carts, because I also want to provide security golf carts, Segways, and ATVs, things like that. So since my company is going to be serving the whole state of Arizona, I'm going to be targeting security companies all over the place. The benefits are going to be vehicles. The vehicles are going to be purchased by a local dealership in the Verde Valley. I'm going to be using local mechanics and creating jobs for the Verde Valley. What I need from Moonshot is help with website and app design, $150 to obtain vehicles, equipment, and things like that, and financial mentorship. One really quick story is that when I was about 18 years old, I actually started my own business. I had it for about 5 years, but I really tanked it. I really bombed financially. I made a lot of really stupid mistakes, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm really hoping to get that mentorship. Thank you.
Thank you. Take a breath.
Okay.
Does it feel good to be done?
Yes.
I bet. All right. Judges and mentors. Try again, Rich.
Try that one more time. There we go. Thank you, Anthony. That was a very good presentation. Well done. Appreciate the energy. Question for you. What does code 4 mean?
So code 4 is a term used in the security industry that we use when, you go to a property, you jump on the radio, say, yeah, I just patrolled the property and everything's code 4, which basically means everything's secure, everything's safe, everything's locked up, we're okay, everything's good. So that's pretty much what code 4 means.
Thank you.
Well done. Good job.
Anybody else? Thank you so much. I'll take their clicker. Another great example of a niche idea, right? Someone who's been in the security industry, who saw a problem, and they have a solution. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about people who have experiences. They know what they're talking about. They know where the problem is, and we're going to guide them and help them create a company out of it. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, our next participant is A Light Grows Brighter. Please welcome to the stage A Light Grows Brighter. You're gonna be here. Yes. Fantastic.
Thank you. All right, hello, and my name is Charmaine Jackson. I am from Sedona, Arizona, and my company is called A Light Grows Brighter. I started this company because I believe in you. If you have been through a traumatic or life-changing experience, we will help you find your way through fear and unknowing. And for everyone else, we are here to help you create something meaningful with your time on earth. Oops, my apologies. Most of us spend our time, it's a very short time, not all of us have that much time, every life will end, and yet how many of us are spending our pursuits in those things that create long-lasting satisfaction? Instead, we tend to spend much of our time on things that are fleeting in nature, the pursuit of money, the pursuit of power or pleasure, things that are insatiable, the pursuit of money, the pursuit of power or pleasure, or those things that are illusory, like the trying to manage those monsters underneath your bed or in your closet, or those that run around inside of your head. And then, of course, the biggest devil of all is the pursuit of perfection, the calling. My wake-up call came in the summer of 2021. I had a dream job, a beautiful home, respect by my peers and colleagues, when I was struck with a life-threatening illness. The little thing called COVID. But for me, it wasn't such a little thing. It was actually quite devastating. It had its way with me. It tore through my body, shutting down my heart and lungs. I couldn't be hospitalized because I was a single mom of a 9-year-old who was also sick. And at that time, we knew so little about COVID, I couldn't send her anywhere. No one could come in and help. So instead, there I was laying at home in bed with my fevers racking through my body, wondering if I was going to survive this illness. And that is when angels showed up at my bedside and comforted me. They say at the end of your life, when you're near the end, the light, you go towards the light. In this case, it was the light that came to me. And at that time, it was very clear to me that my life would take a new direction. I often had asked Spirit, I have these conversations, why did you choose me to be a spiritual teacher and healer? And I think I've come up with 2 answers. And one is that I have all my life channeled energy from Spirit and am an intuitive. And that has actually caused me to spend my life in the pursuit of social justice and fighting for those causes that relate to all of humanity. But the other is my educational background. I hold several degrees, including a PhD in sociology, a law degree, and a postdoc from Yale. That gives my voice credibility and legitimacy to bring to the spiritual community. And that is exactly why you should invest in me, is that I bring with me 15 years of experience teaching adults, and that my healing and spiritual wisdom is a unique combination of my life experiences. This allows me to provide clients with comprehensive products and services that integrate not only our mind and body, but also appeal to our inner callings of spirit. So what we offer at A Light Grows Brighter, I apologize, got much too many, are several different options to accomplish this goal, both online and in person in Sedona. Whether it be a day hike into one of the vortexes to learn how electromagnetic frequencies impact the body for healing and vigor, or one of our online courses that teaches our clients to integrate spiritual and philosophical knowledge in order to build self-confidence, self-worth, and to learn how to manifest that which your heart is calling you towards, or one of our intensive 3-day retreats where clients will do a deep dive to really make sense of the map of their life, where they've been and where they're going. A light grows brighter will be alongside, shining our light to guide you on your journey to fulfilling your life's mission. All of our services and packages come and include natural healing tools to help you aid and maintain high, positive, and grounded energy. These supplements are available in our online store and as well available through refillable subscription services. The education and retreats are not a one and done, but continue through our online community. Using an online community management platform, we sync together our websites, our Facebook accounts, our YouTube channel, TikTok, and Instagram accounts to allow a community to continue to grow and be fostered so that the light can continue to be shined and grow and build. These are some of the partners that we've worked with. We're in phase 1, which is startup. These are our expected projections. We're expecting to grow to almost $1 million by 2024. These are my investments, and these are my needs. Thank you very much.
You can stay here because you'll have to have the mic.
Yes.
Charmaine, that was incredible. You got it all in. You really did. You did. That was just amazing. I just first want to say I'm so happy you're here. I'm so proud of you for telling that story. It's very vulnerable, very brave of you to tell that. So thank you for doing that today. I wanted to know a little bit more about your competition. I'm sure you've studied them. What do you feel differentiates you from your competition?
Thank you for that question. Beyond the educational component, I think what really makes a big difference is that online experience, because that allows again, to not be this one and done, and then to go and look at really trying to create a worldwide, a global community. So I think that's one thing that's really very unique to my product.
I love it. I agree.
Thank you.
Completely. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Have you thought about how you're going to grow this in the future?
Yes, I have. So first of all, it would be great if I could have some additional, to continue to grow and expand with additional staffing. That would be a wonderful place to begin, as well as to expand locations. We have the Grand Canyon, which is not too far away, which would be another wonderful spiritual experience, as well as I know that most of the people that come in are day trippers to Sedona. So it would be wonderful to maybe have a location down near the Phoenix area. And then a final way I have thought about this is potentially going into the corporate wellness sector. So thank you.
All right, let's give her another round of applause.
Thank you.
Great job. We talk about, with these folks, participants understanding their why. And Simon Sinek is famous for talking about this, but he says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And you heard her testimony, her personal testimony, which is very vulnerable, explaining why she's on this journey, which entrepreneurship can be a very personal journey, right? So she's seeking to solve problems that she herself faced. And so, again, the courage to do that and to share is powerful. So thank you for doing that. All right, our next competitor is ProPort. Please welcome to the stage ProPort. You want to stay here or go up there?
Is this one? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm excited to be here today to basically show you the first global data platform as it's birthed live. So first off about me, I'm a born and raised Arizonan. I was born in the desert, and pretty much my whole life I've felt that isolation of the desert. So when it comes to creating a global platform, it's probably going to come from somewhere and somebody who has felt that disconnect growing up. The first sense of connection I got was through an AOL account in the 90s. And basically since then, I've been leaving behind paper. The whole high school I went to was a tablet program. And then that took me to Columbia University, where I learned how to start a new venture that I called Exchange. Exchange was going to be the first contact application where you'd be able to input your information in one spot and send it out based on different profile tiers and be able to update that and retract that live across any contact. And then about 4 years later, I launched a startup called I Am, and that was an aggregator of all the different messages because people were basically saying, oh, I didn't get your text, so I don't check email. So I basically was like, well, we need one spot. And that led me to realizing that API access isn't allowed to do that because competition, stuff like that. But now we still have this huge problem. We still have multiple data platforms. We still have no way to edit it on the back end. I looked at my Facebook and it said I liked 1,000 things I didn't like. And basically they're making money on me off of that. And that's just not even true. So when you look at data, the amount of data that we're creating in society right now is actually staggering. Just 2 years ago, Facebook was generating about 4 petabytes of data a day. That is so much. Now I'm pretty sure more as well. So, and then in like 2 years, we're supposed to be reaching like 200 zettabytes. So this is just exponential problem. It's not getting any smaller. So I've come up with something called Proport, which is basically every single person is going to have their own portal to access their own data and then to share that data outwards with others. So it's going to be a simple solution for the complexity of the data around. This is just a little bit of an idea of what that'll look like. It's going to be a centralized tool. It's going to allow you to attach all the supporting data that you need when you're going to share things to people. And then it's also going to have that all in one spot for you. So it's basically going to be like a vortex for all of your data. You're going to have that access at all times for yourself. And you'll also be able to search. So what did you do 3 years ago on a Wednesday? You'll actually be able to have that data in a couple of years. And you'll also be able to be the person that knows it is true because we're going to save it on a blockchain. I think that's the only practical use of a blockchain, to be honest, is that you don't edit data about yourself. And the different types of data, that's going to be calls, texts, images we use, all the things you do on your phone, all the things you need to prove who you are, all the legal federal things that they have on us, but we have no idea if it's accurate or not, our housing records, all these other things. So our product offering is basically going to be like a monthly subscription, like you pay for your cell phone, your data plan, your Wi-Fi, your Dropbox, your all these other accounts, or if you're not paying for it, that's why they're making money off of everybody. So now we can actually have that tool, and then we'll actually start to make money for studies, for research, for everything, grants, you name it. And so a use case basically here is like, imagine the world pre-911 when you could call and get federal services. Now you're going to be able to report to anyone on the planet who's the service expert in that field and get real information instead of misinformation online. And basically, yeah, by verifying your identity, you'll be able to get those services in real time. You'll be able to prove that you had the idea first at this moment, and then you'll just be able to basically move forward your life in that capacity. And it'll be on a map, it'll be in time, it'll be real. Everybody's a purporter. I don't like bots. I'm sure none of you guys do when you're interacting with stuff online. This is the way to prove who you are, what you have, all the information that we have accessible to ourselves. And what people get scared about with transparency, I think, is actually the safety and the security in there, because then you'll be able to see who accessed it, where they're accessing it from, and when, all these other points like that. And this is possible. I went to Estonia, and 1.3 million people are already on a system like this with all of their public data. It's monitored who checks it, when, and it's very, very accurate. Russia can't even hack it. And it's all based on a promise theory as well, where voluntary individuals publish their intentions to one another in form of promises. And you can read this, but I'm running out of time. And basically, we're generating about 10 gigabits a month. That's about 150,000 megabits a day. And people are paying probably an average of $220 a month for these storage. And could you even pull up all your data right now? I mean, it's across how many different things? And these are the different market opportunities: data creation, storage, analytics, all that other stuff. The market's just getting bigger. And a bunch of statistics that are not relevant. And then these are our competitors. Basically, they're all beating each other up, and no one has all the data across platforms either. So the timeline is basically I went to Estonia. I came up with the concept during COVID. I launched it last year, and now I'm basically launching it real. And so thank you. 5,000 would help to pay some designers. So
awesome.
Good.
Your time. Great job. All right. Comments, thoughts from our judges. Rich Bowen.
There we go. Sorry. Well, thank you, Harry. That was great, fast-paced, a lot of information. pretty exciting and scary all at the same time. Think about all that data out there that we have out in the world. Just a couple quick questions for you. Thinking about cost, and let me hang on one second here. I wrote these down. What would you be willing to pay for this monthly data resource service with this capacity?
To be honest, to have that accessibility, I would personally value it at a couple $100 a month in value, because then I would have the safety and security to know that whatever individual pulls me up, I can have every piece of data that I need to validate why I'm there, who I am there, what I want to be doing there, and why I deserve the opportunity in that space there. So if I have all that, honestly, it's almost unlimited what I would pay to be able to access that feeling and that state of mind at all times.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. How much personal data storage are you aware of having already?
For myself, I'm in the terabytes, so it's a lot of information to have accessible at all times. That's including all the research I've done, all the reports that I've saved, all the pictures, all the videos, all the files, all the text messages, all the calls, every single piece of data. That's all basically our biographical data. And the government and all these other providers, they get rid of it after a couple of years. They don't save that infinitely. So if it comes back in the future, you need 10 years back, and you don't have it, that's how much is that worth to you? Because what are you being leveraged? What is being said about you? What do you need to defend?
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, great job.
Other questions? Very good. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay, we're good.
Awesome. Thank you. Just a quick shout out again to Harry. Harry, we don't see this that often. Occasionally we have people who come back the next year who participate again, and Harry is one of those individuals that he joined us last year for the first time, so it's always great to see people with new ideas bringing them back and trusting us again to be part of that journey. So thank you, Harry, for returning. Appreciate that. All right, our final presenter this evening, as far as pitching goes, will be the company Justin's Organic Sustainable Winery. So please welcome Organic Sustainable Winery to the stage.
All right. How's this microphone?
I think we can
good?
hear you. Yeah.
Cool.
You talk again.
Hello. Anyway. Okay. Hopefully this thing doesn't bug out on me.
Here's your clicker.
Oh, right. Yeah, thanks. Hi, everybody. My name is Justin Minton Hitchings. I am a veteran. Used my post 9/11 GI Bill to go to school. I went to Oregon State, and that's where I fell in love with permaculture. What is permaculture? Permaculture is the development of agricultural ecosystems intended to be sustainable and self-sufficient. So everything you see here was planted there on purpose and serves a very specific purpose. Some of those are nitrogen fixers, some of those are dynamic accumulators, mulchers. Some of them provide shade, some of them repel pests, while others attract pollinators. As you can see, very different modes of agriculture here. This is something called monocropping, very unsustainable. Huge water demand, huge machinery demand, huge personnel demand. You gotta pump these things full of artificial fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, and as you can see here, the vineyards are no different. This is just a cute little apple tree guild. A fruit tree guild is a planting method used in permaculture to create a mini ecosystem that encourages disease-resistant, high-yielding gardens. Basically, it's a gardening technique that groups plants together in a way that increases productivity, reduces the amount of water you need, and eliminates the need for artificial herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers. It's also very space efficient. Something like that will take up about 500 square feet. There's 10,000 square feet in a quarter of an acre. So anybody can do this if you've got a little plot of land. These are your natural fertilizers. You send your chickens through these things on like chicken wires, your geese. If you've got other modes of agriculture, sometimes sheep are better, but they'll not only take care of pests for you, they'll fertilize your garden, and you can get eggs from them, cheese, that kind of thing. This is the guy that taught me up at Oregon State. And he had a business where he would go around to people's yards here in Arizona. He did a lot of things with raised beds. I wouldn't do that. But so the business itself is Justin's Permascaping, a simple permaculture-based landscaping company. There are a lot of homeowners here in Arizona, and the startup costs are very, very low. This is something, I can hand this out to you guys. I made copies of this, but this is something I developed. We live in Zone 8B, and this is a Zone 8B and drought tolerant food forest / guild. You got an olive tree up there, dwarf, lots of good things. This is wood logs that you would bury, and this is something called a swale, helping you retain moisture. That's another big principle of permaculture is catching water and retaining it. So what do I need from you guys? I need a Ford Ranger and a trailer. Marketing, I think I could handle that, but definitely need help with becoming legitimate in the eyes of the government, licensing, insurance, that kind of thing. I need you to get excited about permaculture because this is why I'm here. The real investment is in your community. Permaculture integration into our farms, into our wineries, into our schools. As Jesus said, you teach a man to fish, you teach a man to garden. He didn't say the last part. But you get the idea. Classes for all age groups, I think the sooner we introduce people to this, the better. And I think YC is a great place to start. I mean, we've got, unfortunately, students with food insecurity, and this kind of thing will really help. Also, I think it's the first step into creating the ever-fabled, organic, sustainable, small farm winery. So I want you guys to look at this for a second. With a Series 13 license, you can make grape wine, but you can make any other kind of fruit wine that you want, including mead. Mead comes from honey. Honey comes from bees. Bees are widely used in permaculture. So take a look what you got up there. You've got a pecan or walnut. You've got cherry, mulberry, hazelnut, elderberry, gooseberry, fennel, comfrey, basil, bee balm, iris, mint, strawberries, violets, horseradish, wild ginger. This is highly interchangeable, by the way. You can plant a lot of different things. So you introduce your natural fertilizers in there, your chickens, your goats. All of a sudden, you've got this. You've got cheese. You've got all these produce, and you've got this. But let's get back to this. This is the first step, I think, and this is what's most important. And there's my info. I know that this could go a lot of different routes, and I'm willing to go wherever you guys are willing to go. So let's stay in touch.
Awesome. Great job.
Cool, thanks.
So we might have some questions, comments for you.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit about your relationship with the YC College and what you could do here.
Yeah, so I'm actually in the program, the winemaking and viticulture program. I'm about 3 classes shy of the associate's degree. And I've seen what they do up there, and God forgive them because, they know not what they do. But they although somebody did say that the business last year was taking their organic material from the stems and stuff, making products. That's great. That's all stuff that can be compostable. And I was watching them throw it in their dumpsters. I was like, no. So that's kind of, I think that may have sparked the whole idea right there. I saw that it was just very unsustainable, and I wanted to help.
Fantastic. Great job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well done.
Yeah, great job. Great improvement as well. So thank you, Justin. Do you guys see the passion of everyone? Again, Justin's reminding me of the passion that he has for this, and he's serious. You're very serious about this, and we love it. And thank you for educating us, because I learn something every time I attend one of these things, and so grateful. All right, so that's it. Those are the 6. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to leave with the mentors and judges. We're going to decide who gets the big checks and who cashes those huge plastic checks. I don't know, Mary. You'll have to tell me. And in the meantime, Mary has a whole agenda and show prepared to entertain you all while we're away, and we will return shortly. So again, let's give it up for all of our participants this year. This is just the start of this journey, and so we're so looking forward to working with them all, and I shall return shortly.
Thank you, Scott. Next up on the agenda, we're going to get to actually hear from some of our past finalists. But before we do, because I'm going to be introducing another board member, I would like to acknowledge the VVREO board members, current and past board members that are in the room. We have Lucas Shaw from SRP. Larry Pittman was on our board, our great photographer this evening. Christian Olivo Del Rio is on our board. Tom Binnings is on our board. Tricia Lewis is on our board. I think I got everyone. Robin was on our board. And as I'd already acknowledged her, as is Luke on our board. So we have some fabulous expertise that contributes to VVREO and is our lifeblood, very honestly. We could not do the work we do without our board members. So I'd like to introduce another board member who's going to take over the program now, and that's Molly Spangler. Molly, along with being on the board, is actually chair of our Capital Creation Committee, so she leads us in the loans that we do. When she has spare time, she's also the Economic Development Director of Sedona. So what she's going to be doing for the next few minutes while the judges are talking about who's going to be winning the prizes this evening is she's going to be interviewing 3 of our last finalists from last year. So you can get some idea of what their experience was going through Moonshot and what they've done with it in the last 12 months. Molly.
Thank you, Mary. I promise to keep these questions light, as light as we can. If we can please have Danusha, Giselle, and Carol come up. I like to associate with winners, so these are some of our previous winners. Yeah. So we just want to take a moment just to, talk to each of them, get to know them a little bit better, and get to know just some components of what worked with them with Moonshot, what their experience was like, what's working in their business, what's not, and just kind of get some of that real feedback. Let me see if I can grab one of these mics here. First, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you each introduce yourselves. If you wouldn't mind just sharing who you are, what your business is, and what your business does. And there's no time limits, no buzzers, no pressure this year.
Wow, it feels great to be on this side of the equation. My name is Janusha Zamowski, and I am with Liquis Corporation. We're about water quality and let's see, I guess the ability for people to actually understand what they're drinking, and then sustainability components as it relates to filtration.
Hi, my name is Giselle Frazier. I'm doing nothing so lofty. I make high-end European dog treats. And it was Diggin' Dunkin' Woofy Waffies last year. I had a trademarking issue, so you'll be looking for it now as Diggin' Dunkin' Woofy Waffies. And isn't that cute? Like, we love our dog.
It's adorable.
And they're high-end European, specifically Pizzelles, but I've added a number of products to the line.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. When I walked through the doors this evening, I felt like time stood still. I felt like I was still coming back to pitch again. But it's so great to be here. My name is Carol Kahn. My business is Carol Kahn Designs, and I make one-of-a-kind jewelry.
Carol, I'll start with you. So why did you participate in Moonshot last year? What motivated you?
What motivated me? I'm going to say Ruth Ellen Alinsky yes. with the SBA forced me to do it.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we love her.
Yeah, God love her, yes, no. And I'm so glad she did, because it was such an amazing experience. And I did come in 3rd place, but I tell everybody I feel like I've won. No matter what, the experience here was really amazing. The friendships, the advice, everything was just well done and amazing. So thank you, Ruth Ellen, for making me do this.
Nice. What about you, Giselle? Let's see, what kind of inspired you to participate, and what were the benefits of participating in the Moonshot program last year for you?
I couldn't honestly list the benefits. They've been so myriad. These guys throw so many opportunities at you after you win. I just took a course with the Arizona Commerce Authority on social media, which I can't even believe I got to do that. The level of information was beyond anything that was imaginable to me. I've had mentoring phone calls with people. The Moonshot program put me in touch with a trademark attorney. I was having a trademark issue. And friendships. Oh my God, these women. it's impossible to list, honestly, what I've gained. What propelled me to do it was I wanted to prove to myself that I wasn't full of it and get my business going and be accountable to some other people.
Well, and one of the things that I'm most, that I love about living in the Verde Valley and that I love about working in economic development is the relationships. And so you kind of hit on that. And I was curious, maybe even Danusha, like can you talk about some of the relationships or how the resources were helpful or before or after?
Well, it started out when we all were here and we realized the contestants were all wearing black. So we were like the women in black. So there was bonding at the very beginning. But it's true. I mean, I think the relationships are absolutely key. I mean, these two women are now my friends. I'm honored to call them my friends. And it goes beyond that. It also extends to Ruth Ellen and her team and the whole NASET crew. You really do feel supported. But I will say, so just kind of on the advice side, I think it's very important to be proactive. So, things don't necessarily get served up on a silver tray. And so I think that's one of the things that I learned over the course of the year.
No, that's a good one. What about you, Carol? Can you share some other advice that you would give to some of our new entrepreneurs in the room or other people who work with entrepreneurs?
Sure. First, I want to say congratulations to all the contestants. You guys did an amazing job, and it was really neat to come up here and actually watch you present your businesses. This is just an amazing organization, number one. I just want to say, just to talk about the relationships, Scott, Kirsten, Stephanie, they have been amazing for me, Ruth Ellen, throughout the whole entire year. So our relationship did not stop, like with Moonshot when this was over. It continued. And also the friendship. So, with Scott, Kirsten, Stephanie, every time I see them, it's, they want to help more with my business or anything like that. With the contestants, I think it's just a matter of just like Danusha said, keep moving forward with your business. I think this is a first step because it gives you the confidence to basically start somewhere and just keep moving forward. Because I think, interesting enough, I was talking to somebody yesterday about public speaking, and we all had to do that in 5 minutes. You have to pitch your business in public speaking. And I used to be very fearful to talk in front of a crowd where my voice would crack, and I'd be really nervous. You would not see me doing this right here. And just in the last 2 weeks, I've been presenting to businesses at the Sedona Chamber of Commerce, their meeting, and I walked away from that thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm able to do this now. And it really started here in this room when I traced it back to say, when did this happen? When did the turnover happen in my ability to do this? And it started in this room. So, for everybody here, people who have businesses, people thinking about businesses, and even to the contestants, I'm really proud of, I forgot your name, the app that you're working on. Harry. Yep. Yes, I'm really proud to see Harry back here again. That takes a lot of courage and effort to come back, the first time when we're all in this together and we're not really sure what we're doing. But to come back and to watch you present a second time, it was really amazing. So congratulations to you for that.
Mm-hmm. What about you? Do others of you have advice for others? Yeah. What about you, Giselle or Danusha?
Yes, I also want to say congratulations to all of you. You are brave, you're enlightened, you were rock stars today. It was such a relief to watch other people pitch and have no skin in this game. And I also want to say to Mary and Luke, the raising of the money for these people moved me to tears. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Thanks, Luke and Robin.
I just wanted to acknowledge that. Advice I would give is have your legal ducks in a row. I ran into a trademarking issue this year, which I won't bore you guys with. I had gotten misinformation from the Secretary of State, and somebody beat me to a national trademark, and I had to go back to square one. So while it's nice to save money doing things ourselves sometimes, talk to a lawyer. You can save yourself a lot of time and money. I have to go back. I'm doing a rebranding, and I have to go back and have a jingle that I had recorded in a Hollywood film studio, re-recorded, doing a lot from square one. But the other thing I would say is don't be afraid to pivot. You know, when that happened, oh my God, that conversation was awful. It was like 4 hours long, and it was an attorney that these people, you know, set me up with that I got to talk to for free, which I'm so appreciative of. But at the end of that conversation, I was just like, you know, you can let this get you down, or you can just keep going forward. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Just accept it, move forward. Accept it, move forward. Accept it, move forward. And I would also, and I've pivoted as well in terms of I was selling through third parties, and they're taking 30% of my profits. So now I'm going to do more of this online so I can have more of my profits in my own pocket. Don't be afraid to pivot. Just don't be afraid to pivot. And I just want to thank everybody for this opportunity last year. It was one of the highlights of my year and my life, and thank you.
What's the name of your business again now?
It's Diggin' Dunkin' Wovey Waffies.
Wovey
Wovey,
Waffies.
like
so
we love our dog. And they are so cute, people, let me tell you. And dogs, I make them grain-free as well if you have dogs that have any of those problems.
And I was just I know I said I keep it light, but I do want to talk about the F word.
Yes.
Not that one, Luke. No,
Yes,
right. No, I want to talk about, some of your like fumbles and the faux pas and you know, how, I mean, it's never perfect. Right. And so we're going to misstep a lot. So can you talk about how that's gone this year? Because let's be real.
Yeah, this is my advice. And we talked about the F word, and actually the big scary F word is failure, right? Everybody's like, ooh, this is really bad. Well, it was a tough year, I have to say. You know, we came out of the gate strong, and about the first month after Moonshot, we lost the spec at Google. A competitor came and swooped and took it all. And that was just unexpected. But that is expected in business. And that's, I think, what I've learned is the cha-cha, the cha-cha of moving forward, then, one step forward, 3 steps back. And we chose to see it as an opportunity. And I think that was the main pivot that made a big difference for us. And, we're no strangers now to pivoting. I mean, after COVID, when everything tanked and we kind of, we're the phoenix out of the ashes. But so now we're at a stage where moving forward with the technology, that's an Internet of Things-based technology, is do we get funding, and how do we do that? And my partner, David Fowler, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, really feels like we need to get some traction going. And I feel like, no, we don't. We've got a great idea. We understand how this is going to work. Let's go out. And truth of the matter is, as we're talking to people, failure is kind of oppressive. You need to have failed in order to get a serious investor on the line to talk to you. Having that experience and knowing how to come back from that is absolutely 100% key to getting additional funding or funding. So again, turning lemons into lemonade. And not being afraid of that F word, and just wear it proudly, because it is a badge of honor. The fact that you've gotten up and pivoted, or just had the courage to say, I'm not giving up, or maybe there's a message here, things are changing, and I need to pay attention to that. So, we've got a few scrapes and bruises and a couple of Band-Aids, but, you just keep going. And I think that's the mark of true entrepreneurship.
I've heard that a lot about investors. They want to see it's not just so much about how you succeed, but how you recover from that failure or those dips. And that's good advice. Do any of you have, examples of your F words?
No, I just want to say, you can plant a small seed and something can come up in the ground that you didn't expect. A couple years ago, Verde Valley does this really cool thing called the Wagfest. And I was a vendor a couple years ago, standing there selling my little dog Bizels, trying to drum up customers. And this year, they were scouring the internet for people to buy swag from, and they called me, and they bought my product to give away as swag. And so there was a seed that I planted that I just never even expected, to bear any fruit. And so you never know when you're making connections and you're meeting people and you're doing things. And the other thing I would say, I actually do want to say one other thing, which is don't be afraid to turn opportunities down. Anthony Hopkins, the actor, he once said that his career was made by the roles he didn't take. I've turned down some opportunities in the last year that weren't good for me, and they weren't good for my vision for my business. And that wound up being a really positive thing in the end analysis.
That's great advice.
I think starting a business, any kind of business, is really hard, right? Because life gets in the way. So for me in the jewelry business, I'm very thankful to Ruth Ellen because she kept me on track, kept me on point, and you have a responsibility to say that you're doing these things, and you have to follow through with that. But at the same time, life takes, starting a business, you have to live, right? So you have to work and do something else while you're trying to start a business. And sometimes that just takes up the majority of your time and then leaves you little time with your business. So if there's an opportunity where you can just jump in and go and have the financial capacity to do that, that's always the best way, right? But that wasn't the case for me. But I did spend the summer looking for new locations for my jewelry. I went to Santa Cruz, I went to Carmel, went to Big Sur, looking for locations. And even doing something like that, just individually trying to find locations, that's really hard. Because you walk into art galleries, you walk into boutiques, you walk into stores, and you try to evaluate, is this right for my product? Will it sell? And really, out of that trip, and all the places that I went to, I maybe found one possible location. So it's a very difficult process to get my jewelry out. Fortunately, I'm with Renee Taylor, and they seem to be doing really well right now with my bracelets. But I set goals. One of the goals was to make a clasp, a sterling silver clasp, which I accomplished this year. I wanted to be in 10 locations, which no, I'm still in Renee Taylor, and I'm still not in the locations where I'd like to be. Online sales is really difficult, but you just keep going, just keep pursuing. And hopefully at that particular point, I'll know when to cross over and to make it my full-time business. But it's hard.
Your perseverance, all three of you, it's inspiring. I probably shouldn't share. I was thinking, it was just, it just really is inspiring. I love hearing from the businesses. I love seeing you grow over the years. Can you talk about, maybe each of you even, what you've learned about yourself participating either in the Moonshot program or starting your own business? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I know you talked about being a better speaker, but I think there's a lot of other things too when it comes to balancing.
I think what I learned is you don't have to do it by yourself. That's a big lesson because, like I said, along the way, Kirsten actually did my website. That was what I asked for in Moonshot. I really needed a website, and Kirsten was the one that helped me put it together, and it's beautiful. And I'm so grateful for that. I didn't really ask for capital funding or anything like that. I think, again, the judges kept asking, what is it that you need? And I'm like, I really just need a website. That's all I really cared about at the time. I mean, now it could be different. A year later, you look at your business and you say, I'm up here going, oh gosh, I could have asked for all these other things. But I think what I learned about myself is that you have this amazing group of people that are with you through the whole entire time to be there to support you. And it's not like you're out there by yourself, and they're your cheerleaders. And they gave me the confidence. They gave me the confidence in my business. I like my jewelry, I make it for myself, but you think no one else is, why would anybody else want like it or buy it? But that was just something that I had to get through. So I think that was one of the things that I learned, as well as the public speaking, like I said, being confident and asking for help, if you need help. And it's an amazing team here. So, and I've made a lot of friends that it just continues. So I'm very grateful.
What about you, Giselle?
I'm going to give you a surprising answer. What I have learned about myself this year is how much I love dogs. I am so serious, like dogs.
So I think why we love you.
But they are my bliss, and they are my life calling. You know, I'm a professional writer as well. And I write dogs into all of my writing projects. This competition put me in touch with what my bliss is, and my bliss is I just want to make dogs happy because they're so much better than people.
Amen.
And
yeah,
and I know that it's silly, but this just helped me find my bliss.
I love it.
Well, I'm not going to go to the bliss world. But I'm also drawn to a quote. I think Lily Tomlin said, I always wanted to be somebody, but now I know I should have been more specific. Right? So I think what I've learned over the course of the year is really about continuing to ask questions, continuing to be really clear about where you're going, who your competition is, what's happening, what your product is doing, where, you know, just continually asking questions. And my background is market research and ethnography. So, of course, you know, getting out there and being really clear and trying to, we're all going to have blinders, but minimizing that to the extent that you can. And yeah, I think that sums up my year. But I also love dogs.
All right, are we ready, Miss Mary? Well, then who do I turn it back over to? All right. Well, thank you so much, previous winners. Thank you, guys. We look forward to more.
Do you want this or? I'm jealous. I didn't get to hear that.
Oh, they talk a lot about you.
Oh, no. Great. All right. You guys ever wonder where you put big checks? In a big wallet. Of course. All right, so I think what we've decided, what did we decide, Mary? Sorry, what we're going to announce first?
Third place.
Okay. So, yeah, we decided we would announce the first top 3 places for this evening's competition. Would you like to tell everyone what third place wins, Mary?
I would. Third place winner is going to get $500 cash from VVREO, an ASET scholarship for $3,000, Palo Alto business plan software so you can keep working on those plans and marketing plans, Nick of Time Productions, business cards and marketing materials. Henry Prudhomme, cybersecurity consulting for your business, the Greater Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce affinity program. Vortex Creative Media Larry will provide a headshot for your marketing materials. And then we have a goodie bag that's got about $50 worth of materials, gift cards, everything else that I've acquired from across the Verde Valley, from our cities and towns and our chambers and our businesses. To support your business, to support your relaxation. There's drink cards in here too, in case you need them after the day is done. So just for things for you to enjoy.
She kept that last part from me. What? All right, so for our third place winner, please welcome to the stage Harry with Purport. Keep it going, keep it going. Please hold on to both of those until the end of the evening.
And Harry, let me give you this. All you need is one more hand.
And what is our second prize worth, Mary?
Second place gets many of the same things that first place did. $1,000 check, an ASET scholarship, Palo Alto business software program, Nick of Time Productions, cybersecurity consulting from Henry Prudhomme, the Greater Cottonwood Chamber affinity program, Vortex Creative Media pitch photos, and then, of course, the goodie bag.
And second place is Vacation Delivery Service. And what does our first place winner win, Mary?
And I had no wine. No, I haven't used any of them yet. Okay, the first place winner gets a $1,500 cash prize, the NASET Scholarship, Palo Alto Business Software Plan, the Nick of Time Productions business cards, Greater Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, 1-year membership, Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau, 1-year membership, Henry Prudhomme Cybersecurity Consulting, the Cottonwood Chamber Affinity Program, again, headshots from Vortex Creative Media, and the goodie bag. And that total for that prize is almost $6,300.
Wow. All right, our first place winner is Go Bananas! Go Bananas! You ready? Go. You gonna do it? All right.
So the old high school cheer that we always did at different sporting events and hockey games and football games, it was my absolute favorite cheer in high school. So it goes like this. Go Bananas! Go, go Bananas! Go Bananas! Go, go Bananas! Heel to the left, heel to the right, heel down the middle, and mommy take a bite.
Now, can I read off?
All right, there is more now.
So we believe in honoring everyone, so we also have a 4th, 5th, and 6th place prize. So the prizes are all the same. So let me read that first. It is a NASET scholarship, again, the Palo Alto software, the Greater Chamber of Commerce affinity program, the headshot from Vortex Media, and again, a goodie bag. And so let me read these off in order. A Light Grows Brighter is number 4. Code for Rental is number 5. And Justin's Permaculture is number 6.
Well, Mary, that about does it for us tonight.
It does.
Now, we want to thank everyone again. These are always tough decisions that we have to make upstairs. Moonshot is thrilled to be here. I will say this, speaking of the scholarship, it's valued at $3,000. We have had people show up and said, you said I won $3,000 from Moonshot. It's a scholarship. It's what we charge an annual fee for an individual, so it's valued at $3,000. So we honor that, and really the links in which we work with you go beyond that value. And hopefully you've already received contacts and people that you can move forward with as soon as Monday, if you wish. So, Mary, I want to thank you again for having us, for having Moonshot. I want to thank the VVREO board for having us. I want to thank Blue Cross Blue Shield for sponsoring this year's tour. I want to thank Arizona Commerce Authority for sponsoring us as well on this tour. And I know you have a ton of sponsors that you've already talked about, but we honor them because that helps us bring our show to you.
Right. It is our sponsors that make this possible every year. Without all of the support from many people in this room, we could not offer this event every year.
So please be inspired tonight to join us next year and shop your ideas and let us get these companies started and create these jobs for the Verde Valley region.
Scott, thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, team, and thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening.
All right, good night.